Ah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cold Ones Conversations. We started a previous episode, it went dead, but we're alive again. We're back. We're better than ever. I am one of your co-hosts, Harold Hoops, Harry Heaps, Harold the Wizard. Follow me on Twitter. I go by many names, and I am pleasured to be with one of my boys forever. And I'm glad to have him right here. Trilly, what's going on, brother?
Dude, we're doing well. Doing well.
We
The router
overcome.
just decides to get unplugged all of a sudden. I don't know how that happens, but I don't know, dude. Whatever. We're here. We're
We're
putting
here.
out content here for you. We're winning bets. We're making money. We're having fun. We're enjoying NFL because you know what, Harry? You know what you said when we were talking for 45 minutes and then all of a sudden the internet started to go out all of a
Right.
sudden on us.
When we're
You're
thinking around, it
saying
doesn't matter.
you're looking at the games and you're like, wait a minute, there's only 4 games. Like, yeah, dude, teams got eliminated.
Teams lost.
We only got a couple left here, buddy.
Yeah,
So it's sad, but
it
I'm
is
here.
sad.
We're glad. We're putting it out. We're enjoying it. We're as a collective community, we gotta come together and enjoy these last couple of weeks of football because it's gonna be tough. Not gonna lie. We're gonna be here giving you baseball, basketball, everything else, hockey, whatever.
But we never
Major
want
League
football to end.
Lacrosse, even if you're a
Yeah.
big Wings fan, big Matt Rambo fan. We'll even talk a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some EPL, but we're here for it. We're here to have fun.
Right.
Let's go, Harry. What do we
Let's
want
do
to
it,
do
dude.
first here, brother? Because honestly, we're gonna get to my game today in a little
We are.
bit, but we'll get to yours in a little bit too. Make
Yep,
sure you
we
go
will.
check out your instant reaction after the game, but we'll dive into it in a second here. But I'm thinking we go with that absolutely historic comeback and
Yes.
Dougie P and those Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has not lost on a Saturday in his
Dude.
life, Harry.
Dude, it's like he's playing
I
Clemson
hate that.
football again,
I
dude.
hate that stat because it's so like ugh, but at the same time, it's crazy.
It's like he's playing Clemson football, dog. And by the way, for all of our viewers, if you want to just reach through the fucking screen and punch me in the face for how nasally I sound, I already want to do that to myself. So don't put shit in the comments. I don't want to hear about my snot. I'm dealing with it firsthand, okay?
Now you're going to hang out with all your boys this weekend, and you're gonna
And
be a
no,
super
it's a
spreader.
COVID hotspot. The point being is, and by the way, the instant reaction from that Ravens game, I like to call it emotion without the condom. It was raw. All right, here's what we're talking about here, though. Dude, this Los Angeles loss completely overshadows the Matt Ryan
No.
blow lead. Not of the Falcons, but this season it does.
Oh,
I mean,
oh, oh.
for
Okay,
this season,
gotcha.
yeah, 100%, dude. I mean, you know, at half, Chargers lead 27-7. And Trilly, you and I said last week, dude, there's only, it comes down to this is why the Jags won this game. There's only one guy that was in that building that had won a Super Bowl. There's only one guy, and that was Dougie P. You are facing a Super Bowl winning head coach. And he came back and he took this raw talent of Trevor Lawrence against another raw talent in Justin Herbert. And it comes down to, I think they both kind of are at the same level right now. They're elite, but somebody had the better coach. And for you to lose by one and get shut out the entire second half, dude, the Chargers only scored 3 points the whole second half. 3 points.
And they only ran the ball like 7 times
It
too.
was crazy.
Like, how do you're up 27 points and you run the ball 7 times?
What I think, my biggest takeaway from it was I think that Jacksonville is a scary team in the sense of nobody wants to play them in the playoffs. Now, do the Chiefs have to fear them? Absolutely not. We'll get into that later. But God, is this team on a good structuring path, man? God, could they destroy their division next year? Nobody had Jacksonville going this far.
Getting
No
Calvin
way.
Ridley to that offense too
I
next
know,
year.
dude. I know. And, to me, it's like, did what's his name in Los Angeles just lose his job because of blowing that game? I mean, let's be very honest here. Even though, yes, we said it was going to come down to that we believed that they should win that game given Dougie P, but the Chargers should have won that game. And they led the whole time. I mean, you're watching it. You're like, we took Jacksonville to cover the 2.5. And by the way, they just narrowly. Oh, they didn't even cover the 2.5. No, they did cover the 2.5. They covered the 2.5. They covered the 2.5. I'm doing my math. The nose. They weren't covering it all the whole time. And
COVID
I'm like, oh
brain.
my God. I'm like, I didn't expect it to be this much of a blowout. And then, Los Angeles loses all their gas. I mean, what's your takeaway from that, dude? How do you go on such a run and just totally dominate a team at home? It's not even like you have home field advantage. You went on the road and you dominated them the whole first half. And then you're not even a shell of yourself. It's like they went out and played like a high school football team.
Yeah, dude, we buried the lead almost a little bit here. Well, what would have been the lead if you didn't blow your lead was that you got 4 interceptions on like the first 6 drives, dude. That was everybody was talking about. Trevor Lawrence, he stinks. He's washed. He's overrated. Like he wasn't ready for this moment.
Right.
Everybody's throwing hot takes out there on Twitter, and you let that flip around.
Crazy.
It's just it's crazy because
wild.
When it comes down to it, you had him on the ropes. You had the young QB on the ropes. All you had to do was run the ball, and just the fact that they just didn't. When this team is so balanced, they have so much talent that the coach literally made mistake after mistake throughout the last 4 games of the season, almost. Like it's brutal. And
yeah, man.
Honestly, I would think about it. If you could go get a Sean Payton or somebody else to bring in that is a legitimate leader of men and knows how to coach.
What did you throw out there?
What?
Legitimate what? Leader of what?
Of men.
Well, who is that? There's only
Payton.
one guy there's only one guy that's a leader of men.
Rex Ryan.
Jimmy Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah, that too. He's not a Cali guy though.
He's not a Cali guy, but that's the only guy who leads men.
Yeah.
No, keep going with what you're saying. Keep going.
But yeah, you made me lose my train of thought.
Oh, bad time to interrupt.
Yeah. But anyway, just the way that he handled situations throughout that game, anybody could have told you, run the football. Anybody could have told you, hey, let's start blitzing Lawrence again here, not drop back in the coverage because you got, do what was working. And they stopped doing that. They second-guessed himself all year. He did it last year. That's why they didn't make the playoffs and they underachieved. They have the talent there. They have the quarterback. They just need somebody that can grab the reins of it and run with it because this guy has struggled mightily. You've seen flashes of it. And then, he even kind of said like the Chargers charger, the history of this franchise is to fold in the biggest moments. And it happened again.
No, first time that they made the playoffs since 2019. I think that it's unfair because unfortunately we're kind of seeing what we were saying in Trevor Lawrence's first season where it was, and now this is being applied to Justin Herbert. The coaching staff around him is failing his talent, and you see what happens when you go and get a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah.
You win your division, you have your Super Bowl in the South, you win your division, and now you're an underdog in your first playoff game. Second season in the NFL and you win, and you come back from a massive deficit and you win when everyone was counting you out. And you got to wonder, is that what's now happening with Herbert? Does Herbert might need a guy like a Mike Tomlin, a guy who's been there before. Mike's not going anywhere. I'm just throwing out a name. A guy like a Bill Belichick, a guy like a even though he's a defensive coach, but like a Pete Carroll. Like John Harbaugh, a coach that's been there, done that, like a Dougie P. Did it in Philly. Now he's in Jacksonville. He's winning division, and he's winning at-home playoff games when you're an underdog. If I'm Justin Herbert, I'm saying I do want a new head coach for that exact reason. How do you, to your exact point, Trilly, how do you change the entire defensive scheme? That's what led to all those points being scored.
Yeah. It's inexcusable, dude. Like
100%. So, that was the first biggest takeaway. I got to mute myself because
But when it comes down to it, right, moving forward, if he stays there, if he doesn't, their biggest obstacle is getting some wide receivers that can stay healthy because,
yes,
Mike Williams is a stud. The guy can't stay healthy. Keenan Allen can't stay healthy.
they can get in line for a wide receiver talent. They can get the fucking line. But
Yeah.
I'm up first. I'm up first.
Yeah.
I'm up first for some wide receiver talent. They can get the fucking line.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good with Devontae and AJ, baby. But anyway, talking about wide receiver talent, you guys went up against a team that had 3 stud wide receivers, and your defense showed up, man. Hey, we were talking a little bit beforehand. Is Joe Burrow not a top 5 QB right now? And Harry, you'll get to your top 5 QBs of the remaining of the playoffs here in a minute.
Yeah.
But I was more giving the Baltimore defense credit, where I was railing on them at the beginning of the year. Where's your identity? Where's that Baltimore Ravens football, that we've seen for decades? Where is it? They've got it. They found it the last, 6+ games of the season. And honestly, they deserve to win that football game. You deserve to be so passionate and to feel that loss because it was that close. You had that feeling that we can win this game, and that's what makes it hurt the most, obviously. Yes. I think you're overreacting with the Joe Burrow situation because, he does lose 2 of his 3 now offensive linemen. You still have the talent, but if you don't have time in the pocket where Joe was just standing in there taking the hits, what more can you really do? He went on that run last year with no O-line. They tried to build it up. Those guys get hurt now, and it's back to square one again. And the guy's still trying to ball out for you. You were literally a quarter of an inch of winning this football game with a backup QB. Yeah. So I let you go here, Harry.
So, the first thing that I'm just going to say is that is the most emotional that I've been after a game in a very long time, where I genuinely had tears in my eyes because I can't remember a time when a team that I'm passionate about was so doubted and then legitimately had a chance to beat the other team that they were facing, who was a juggernaut against them. Like, it wasn't like that the Ravens were injury prone and they were going against a team like Jacksonville, who's not a juggernaut, and we came back almost won and lost. We're going against a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. We're going against a team that I said last week, their quarterback has the potential to be not only a top 5 quarterback year after year, to be the best quarterback in the AFC North year after year. And we go in there with all this controversy around Lamar Jackson. We go in there with a beat-up offensive core, going in there with our second string quarterback who's coming off of a shoulder injury and having to push himself to be able to play, mind you. And from that first kickoff, dude, from Tucker, the way that we were hitting those guys, we were letting them know this is Baltimore and you're overlooking us. And you could tell just by the way that Peters was mouthing off. And I loved that because that's Baltimore. If you doubt us and you fuck around with us, it will hurt. Like, it physically will hurt. And Cincinnati didn't realize that. And then we woke them up. But then I say to myself, okay, Cincy, now that I woke you up, you should be able to make adjustments. And they couldn't. You got lucky. You got lucky that a ball barely did not break a plane. Barely did not break a plane. That game, the saddest thing about that game, and it's not an original thought, it's been said, that came down to missing a QB sneak within millimeters. And we lost, right? And then we have another chance on 4th and goal. We're on the 20-yard line, and it came within our fingertips. Like that's what's so crazy, is that you not only once let us win the game, but then you let us in the final seconds tie it. And so what made me so emotional from that is, and some people are going to call this loser talk, I don't give a fuck. We won that game. We won that game. We should have lost by 14 points. I totally agree with you, Trilly. Our defensive talent is crazy right now. The guys that we have going in for 17 weeks compared to getting them after week 7 is going to be a completely different season defensively for the points that we will allow. But the amount that we should not have been able to score compared to a team that's got, as you said, 3 studs in your receiving core, a back duo that's pretty tremendous, and a top 5 quarterback. Whether you got time in the pocket at all, dude, you got guys that can get away from secondary so easily. You can air it out. And so what my whole point is, dude, is that made me feel great. So sad to have lost that game, but it reminded me who my team was when I think I've even been forgetting a little bit. This is a team of greatness that requires a ton from its players. And if that doesn't show everybody that Baltimore is a good team when we should have gotten slaughtered and not been able to keep up, I don't know what else to say. You give us Lamar Jackson, or you give me my front office and Eric LaCosta and my head coach and John Harbaugh, and we build through the draft again, because if Lamar's not our quarterback, that happens, dude. I don't care. I know just from that game alone that we can have a playoff run. So that's where I'll leave it. It's an absolutely heartbreak of a loss. And that's where it is, dude. But our defense next year with all this personnel, it's going to be crazy, dude. It is going to be crazy.
I got a couple questions here for you, right?
Hit me.
First, a statement. Your loser talk's different than some of the other loser talk that's out there right now. You got those New York Giant fans being a bunch of pansies thinking, oh, you can't mess around with these guys. We shouldn't be here anyway. It'd be even if we lose. But no, that's loser talk. Yours is different. Yours is we don't have an MVP. We don't have our best player. It's different. Your loser talk is way different than the Minnesota Viking.
Well, thank you.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is legit. Yes, we should have hung in there. Yes, J.K. Dobbins is right. You would have won that football game. That team knew they would have. Now you lost. Move on. It sucks. But it's good to see that how much that it hurt your guys that are there, the guys that cared, that J.K. cared, that Mark Andrews is running 99 yards to get pushed block in the back.
Oh, my God.
Like, you see how much Huntley battled and has developed, where he was ugly for the first couple games that he started, but he really came into his own. So that's good for you guys moving forward. Loser talk, yes, but hope is more of what it is.
Correct. I like the way you said it. Hope.
Yes, but then my questions now, right? We're talking about the best QBs in the NFC North, or AFC North, sorry. You got Joe Burrow.
Yep.
They're talking about Joe. We want Joe as a significant part of our future. Joe says, my career, I will always be in contention, paraphrasing what he said. Like, does he
the
get
window's
that
always
Patty?
open. Yeah.
It's always, window's always open.
Yeah.
Does he get that Patty Mahomes deal with Cincinnati? Does he get a 10+ year, $500 million deal? Or does he fall back to like a 250, 300? Because he's the Cincinnati kid, Ohio State, played there. Number 1 pick.
No,
because franchise, the best quarterback you probably ever have had.
No, because I don't think he does the 10-year deal for one reason and one reason alone. His character is bigger than the city of Cincinnati. Patrick Mahomes' character, Texas A&M, Texas kid, small town, keep to yourself. He makes sense in Kansas City. He loves Kansas City. He just fits there. The deal fits there. He loves the guys that are around him. Joe is a guy, who I personally think his swagger, his arm, even though I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback going into this coming week, get to that later. But overall in his career, he's too big for Cincinnati. That team doesn't have a Super Bowl yet. He wants to be the guy who brings Super Bowls to that. I agree. But no, I don't think that he does that. I don't. I see him, the way that like Joe Burrow makes sense to me to be the guy that goes and makes the Patriots forget about Tom Brady who. Like, he goes to a brand like that and brings chips to that city. He goes to a team like Green Bay and goes, Brett Favre, I thought he was dead. Aaron Rodgers, when did he even play? He goes to a team like the 49ers. Joe Montana, who? When did that happen?
Yeah,
He
I got
goes to a
one.
team like Seattle.
I got one.
Hit me.
He goes down. He goes back to New Orleans. He's an icon there. They need a
He is an
QB.
icon there.
That's fan fiction porn right there. I know my
Drew
cousin Ryan
Brees, only the
McCarthy
one. Yeah,
but
only the one. We're getting 5. No, I don't think so, man. I think his brand is too big.
all right. Now let's transition that. We'll let it lie with the guy who shall not be named because will be plenty of talk throughout the whole offseason about that guy. But let's move into it. The famous Harry Heaps' NFL QB top 5 list of the remaining playoff.
Let's do it, dude. Here we go. All right. This is big. We got teams eliminated as Trilly noted. I couldn't figure out why there were less games until I figured out that teams were eliminated. So there's fewer quarterbacks to pick from. But the first guy that I got to go with is Patty, McDouble Fatty, McCheeseburger, McBig, Butt Cheeks, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is at number 1. At number 2, coming off of the bye in the NFC.
All right.
Jalen Hurts.
All right.
You secured the number 1. He came back in a roaring fashion against the New York Giants. It was a sloppy game. Still got the dub to secure the number 1. It's Jalen Hurts. At number 3, it's no shocker here. It's Josh Allen. I will be rooting for the Buffalo Bills harder than I've ever rooted for them before. This is going to be a sensitive game, a grudge match game, a crazy game that got canceled, a scary game
it's gonna be nuts.
that got canceled, and it's going to be nuts, and it's going to be in Buffalo. At number 3, Josh Allen. At number 4, Brock Purdy. At number 5, Dak Prescott.
Wow, you put Brock over Dak.
Yep, you got to, man. I mean, one guy's been putting up 100-point games. The other guy, for the first time in his career, had an actual good career game. I mean, come on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the top 5, dude. That's the top 5. Joe would have been there if the Bengals had beaten the Ravens by double digits. But you can't tell me that, listen, I understand we have a tremendous pass rush. You were down guys on the offensive line, but your offense is just too good, dude. Your receiver talent's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing, though, that I am going to say. Though they are down, going into this week in their offensive line core, Buffalo does not have that pass rush that they were counting on for this time of year. And what does that lead me to say? This is going to be an absolute shootout. I don't really think that the defenses are going to play a part in that game, but we'll get into that later. What do you think about the top 5? Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. First time Dak Prescott's ever been in the top 5.
Yeah. Hey, good for you, Dak. You can have a nice little participation trophy there. I'm happy for you. Take a sip for it. The biggest thing, I mean, obviously is Joe, but I mean, I don't hate your arguments. Just coming off that week, my biggest thing, Jalen, hey, I'm loving you giving him the respect. Did you see that video I sent you? Talking in front of the team, dude.
Yes.
That's what I've been telling you all year long.
That's a team.
It's him. It's the team. It's the hunger. It's people telling me that they aren't underdogs. Bullshit. They're saying it in those meetings. They know. They want it. They want to feed off of it. No, we're not hungry dogs. I'm fucking starving, man. Like, I want to do this more than anything ever in my life. And the guy's won a couple national championships. Like, this guy wants it. He hasn't been on the injury list the past couple days to finish the week. You know what? Oh, no, he could still be hurt. Yeah, but guess what? They would put him as questionable or, they would still be listed on that list if the shoulder was still bothering him. People don't know that. You don't know ball, you dumbass, in the TikTok comments. Like,
people in TikTok get you more fired up than anything.
Big time.
They get you fired up. So let's talk about it, though. Let's go to this next game because it kind of goes into the top 5. Let's address the first thing before we go to Dak. Did we just see Tom play his last game in Tampa, dude? I got a bet right now with my trainer. Let me tell you what it is quickly. If he's listening to this, he knows who he is. And I'm going to tell him to listen to it. The bet is, if Tom is in a Raiders jersey next season, this is his call. I got to buy him dinner at his favorite spot. And my call is he's going to be in a 49ers jersey. And if I get that, a session's on the house. Session's on the house. So, right there, prices are the same. You know what I mean? So the point being is, what do you think? What do you think, dude? I mean, does Tom come back there? He's definitely not coming back there if that coaching staff is the same, dude. No way, no how. No way, no how.
His last
no, go ahead.
No, his last press conference before he left.
Very weird.
Very weird. He caught himself a couple times. He seemed like he was going on a thank you for everything, blah, blah, blah. But
that's exactly what he did. He would pause.
Yeah. So it tends to seem like he's out of there, honestly. He's not retiring. He's not going out like that.
No.
He wants to put himself in a situation where he has the O-line and the weapons to make something happen. And a team like the 49ers can definitely do that. A team like the Raiders can definitely do that. A team like Miami can definitely do that and try to give him ownership stake and try to get Giselle back in his life. But that's kind of the road where Tom's kind of looking at this point. And the Bucks, they went all in on older guys.
Yep.
They had a young defensive core at the time. Now they're all older. They're coming up on contracts. They're starting to get paid. You can't pay everybody now. So, guys, Godwin might be on the move. I think he was on a franchise tag this year, I believe.
He was.
So that
you got your one.
Yes, exactly. So, hey, Tampa should thank him and say, thank you, Tom, for your service.
Absolutely.
Go try to win another ring somewhere
for
else.
your service. Thank you.
Because, he likes to say that it's like going on a tour. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with him. I'm not.
But that's what it is, dude. I mean, dude, going on a tour. Oh my God. But dude, that's what it is though, bro. I mean, he's an assassin. He's a literal
that's
assassin.
What he's going to be at this point.
He goes to the people that can set him up for the best success. And it's this is 1 year.
2 years.
This is 1 year mindsets. Yeah. This isn't building. I'm not looking to do 3 years here. I'm looking to win, and I'm looking to win today. I'm looking to win this year. And also, by the way, Tom Brady made Tampa Bay history by being the first team to ever win a Super Bowl or be in a Super Bowl in their home stadium. First time ever. Mm-hmm. So absolutely incredible. What I do just believe is this, and this is my argument that I'm going to make quickly about the Raiders. And I want to get your opinion on this, Trilly. And we're not doubting on Brady. I think it's just a matter of fact. Tom Brady has the ability, if put in the right situation, to be a top 5 quarterback and above. At a minimum, 7. At a minimum. But he does not have the arm.
Whoa, I disagree.
He does not have the arm to compete with Mahomes twice, Herbert twice, and even Russ twice. Russ is going to get a full off season now, right? Got a lot to prove. Otherwise, they're going to be thinking about shipping him out too. I don't think that he can do that. Now, you go against Geno, you go against Matt Stafford, and you go against why am I forgetting the fourth team?
Geno, Matt Stafford, Brock Purdy, and name.
Oh my God. This is live.
We don't know ball. Sorry.
What, we don't fact check.
Why are we
doing this right now? All right, I have to figure this out. Kyler Murray.
And they can't compete with Kyler Murray. He can compete.
Murray.
Yes. And especially next year coming off the ACL.
And losing the head coach.
Yeah.
Losing the head coach.
How about a move by him? We don't got it, but going out to one-way ticket out to wherever, Thailand or whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to get another head coaching job. No question about it. Watch him be the next head coach of the Colts. You watch and see. You wait and see.
When he wants to come back, yeah. I mean, this guy's getting paid millions, 50 mil or something. I don't know. But
did not be there? They owe him that much?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Point being is, do you disagree with that statement? Do you think
No,
that Tom can keep up with that arm talent that's in the AFC West? I sure don't.
see, I think all right. He has the arm still.
Yeah,
He can
he
still
does.
sling it. It's his feet and it's getting hit was messing him up. You could see he was like, ugh. And that pick, his first interception in the red zone in the playoffs
Yeah.
or ever, or like
He hates
in the
getting
season
hit.
or whatever, he was like on his tippy toes and he's like, ugh.
Yeah,
What are you doing, Tom?
yeah.
Like what the
You
fuck?
won
Like,
7. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah, no, straight up. Okay.
But once he threw that pick, you were like, yeah, it's in his head, man, that he's getting beat up. So he needs to find something because he still can compete. He can still throw it deep. He overthrew
100%.
Mike Evans a couple times.
Absolutely.
So we haven't seen the end of Tom. I think
Nope.
you're going to win your bet. But the biggest question is, do they move on from Brock Purdy? Even if they lose to Dallas,
Yes.
you know.
You have to. You have to because you know that if he comes there, dude, you are guaranteed the best Super Bowl odds.
Yeah.
You are guaranteed with that offense and that defense and him at quarterback. I'm sorry, Trilly. They're better than the Eagles right there on paper and in person.
Sure.
They're better than the Bills. They're better than the Chiefs. They're better than the Dolphins. They're better than the Ravens. They're better than Cincinnati. It does not matter. If you put the GOAT on a team that is that stacked with that head coach and with the veterans that are on that team that are currently in their prime, he's ready to rock and roll, dude. And he's going against teams that are mush in his division. They're mush compared to him. All right, let's give a guy flowers that you will probably never give flower to again a day in his life, but you got to give it to him. And that's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott had his best career game that he's ever had. Everything went right for him, except his kicker forgot how to put it through the uprights. I mean, that was a sensational win. Biggest win of his career. You're telling me that they don't look lethal right now? Really? Come on, we're not talking that versus the Eagles. Come on.
No, he beat a bad football team. Good job, Dak. You beat a bad football team. I'll give you that.
He destroyed him.
Now, whoa.
He destroyed him.
It was not destroyed. No way. No. It was not.
It was.
No.
What do you mean? Final score 31-14.
They destroyed them. They weren't doing deep balls. They weren't milking the clock. They scored a couple points. The Bucs were just that bad. They were. They were the worst team this weekend or last weekend. They were the worst football team to play. And they took care of business like they should. They didn't dominate in any facet of the game. They weren't getting sacks left and right. You know, they weren't picking it off left and right. They got the one. They weren't running the ball at will. They weren't throwing it at will. Like they were playing solid fundamental football, but it wasn't anything special. No.
But you're really going to tell me, wait a second.
They played well. I'm not telling you they didn't play well.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is, and we didn't even touch on the game, but you look at that San Francisco-Seattle game, and you look at that first quarter, and you're telling me right now, with the mistakes that Purdy made in those first 15 minutes in the pocket, that Dallas defense cannot totally have the ability to completely disrupt their game. Disrupt their game.
They could. 100%.
I mean, they have not faced a pass rush, dude, as good as Dallas. Not once this season.
No, I agree. I want Dallas. I want Dallas in the link for the NFC Championship. I want it.
Because you'll
so
slaughter
bad.
them. You'll
give
slaughter
them
them
to me.
I get it.
Dallas, take care of those bastards out in San Fran. Shove it up Zion. And then the Eagles are going to take care of business today against those New York Football Giants and those scums up in North Jersey. Not even New York. North Jersey. Rats. And we're going to have ourselves a day. It's going to be fun.
North Jersey. All right.
Let's take a quick break. We'll get into the picks for this upcoming week because Harry's said it multiple times now. He's kind of figuring it out. We only have a couple games left.
Yeah.
Only a couple more days to make some money. Let's rock and roll. Let's get locked in here. Harry, let's go. I'm ready to rock
Yeah.
and roll here, brother. I want to get into this slate. I want to get in
Yep.
because you want to know why you're listening to Cold One Conversations here. You want to know why? It's
No.
because of our passion. It's our love of the game. It's because we know ball.
Damn
We might have
straight.
forgot the Arizona Cardinals for a second, but we know ball.
Damn right.
I have been itching and stomping and scratching and crawling and been dying for weeks now, 4 weeks, for good football from the Philadelphia Eagles because Jalen Hurts was banged up. They struggled. They had to get the rust off week 18. We had to sit on a bye. We had to get healthy.
Yes.
We're healthy. We're ready to go. Jalen Hurts is not just hungry, he's starving, just like the city of Philadelphia, because today it's going to get ugly. We got till 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. to go down to the link, to go down to Jetro, to go to Wells Fargo. I'm going to be in M-Lot. We're going to get rowdy. It's going to be crazy. If you're a New York Giants fan, good luck, brother. Because guess what, Kieran? Guess what, RL? We are not friends today. We are not. Because guess what? You want to know why? You want to know why all these Giants fans are like, oh, we shouldn't be here. Just be careful, though. You got to be careful with those G-men. You don't want to know why they say that, Harry? It's because they know they are not a good football team.
They know that they're dick.
They know that they are not good. They know they are not a good football team, and the Eagles have proven that they have dominated them this year. They know that the Eagles should dominate them. This should not be a game because the Eagles are going to prove why they are the number one seed. They're going to prove why that they are the best team in football, and they are going to put an absolute beatdown at 8:15 tonight.
You were locked and loaded, dude. Locked and loaded.
I've been waiting for it, Harry. It's been weeks.
I know you have, dude. They're ready, dude. They're ready to roll. Okay, if you had to pick one guy, let me ask you this.
Julius, I love you, though. You're good.
Julius gets a pass.
Mr. Kenny, we can still be somewhat acquainted.
Julius gets the pass. Mr. Kenny's got to go back to Ireland if he wants one. Here's the point. Is Jalen anytime touchdown? Is that a lock?
Boston Scott. Nah, that's always a meme. You see how Boston Scott scored 10 of his 17 touchdowns in his career against the Giants?
Yes.
Yeah. But I like Jalen. I was thinking that too big time because they're going to prove that he's healthy by running the football with him. Now, I don't love it, but, prove it. But be within moderation.
Be smart.
If they can do it, because that's what made them so electric, so dominant, because you don't know which way they're going to run with the ball, whether it's going to Boston, whether it's going to Kenny Gainwell, Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts. You don't know. So that's a big part of the game. That's why you can't give up on it. And if they're doing it early in this football game, the Giants are fucked. Because Jalen's healthy, and a healthy Jalen Hurts should have been the MVP of this league.
I got to hit you with two last questions. Number one, does AJ score 2 in this?
I don't know, dude. Player props right now. The Eagles are just so deep, man, that they can spread the ball around. You know what I'm saying?
I see him off of a deep. This is what I see, and I'm being very genuinely honest here. If I could put money on any touchdown, probably it would be AJ Brown for 2. And here's why. It's going to be one over the top where he beats a DB and he gets it. They're on their own 30. Jalen throws it far, and it's going to be a touchdown far and away. 2-yard line, fake the run, play action. Jalen out to the right. AJ goes on a slant. Boom, right corner, done. Those are the two. Bless it, keep it, bet it. All right, here's the point.
Real quick, AJ Brown, bro. Just watch his stats this year. The guy is a freak of nature. He's a monster, dude. You just see him go up and just snag it, and he goes, "You're too small, and you're too small."
He's what DK wants to be,
and it's just like, fuck yes, bro. Like,
I get it.
He's Terrell Owens. Like, it's awesome.
Let me just say one thing. Do you realize how robbed I was this past week? I was 1 whole point. A half a point and a half a point away from going 6-0 this past week. 6-0. 1 whole point. What did you take, Harry? Well, why don't I remind you? +2.5, the Jags. Did it hit? Correct. New York Giants +3. Did it hit? Correct. Seattle 49ers over 42. Did that hit? It damn well did.
The over was red hot.
Buffalo, Miami. Did it hit? It did. Tampa and fucking Dallas over 45.5. Did it hit? No. They
Goddamn
scored
kicker.
45
The kicker.
fucking points. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Oh, under 40.5. How many points were scored, Trilly? 40 fucking 1. A whole point. If that's not robbery and if I am not the best better, my losses are good. That's what 56% brings you. All right. I love the Eagles talk. Let's do it, bro. Let's roll into it. We're here now. As you said, we're getting closer and closer to that Super Bowl game, dog. And it's time to talk about it. We're going divisional round here. Let's start with the first week. Jacksonville on the road. Jacksonville on the road to Kansas City. It's the first game, 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday. Jacksonville plus 8.5. Kansas City minus 8.5. Over under 52.5. Money line, Jags plus 385. Kansas City minus 500. You want me to go first on this one or you?
I like the over in this game.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm going
You want to
the
know
opposite
why,
way.
Harry?
Yeah, I do.
Because last week I told you, or 2 weeks ago, I told you I'm never betting an under ever again. I keep getting burned betting unders. You know, I'm like, all right, Harry, I'm going to take one under last week. And I'm like, if this hits, if this misses again and I get burned again,
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done this time.
Yeah.
Guess what? That over in the Vikings Giants game that hit. And I'm done. I'm done with ever betting the under. Ever. It's just lame. It's loser talk. It is pathetic. It's boring. When I sit down to watch football, I don't want to go, don't score, please. Like no.
Yeah.
Air that fucking ball out. Throw it all over the yard. We want big plays. We want points. We like big numbers. You know what you like to see big numbers on? You like to see it on your check. You like to see it when you're online shopping, maybe, because that means you're getting some nice stuff. You like to see it on your TV screen when you're watching NFL football. And that's what we're rolling with here, the over in this game. Both teams can score points. My concern a little bit is that the Chiefs defense can get to Trevor and that magic might run out. But I can see them putting up a good 3 touchdowns.
Well, this is great. I'm so glad that this is the first game of the week. I'm so glad. You know why? Because you know we haven't done this episode, which has become kind of a common theme of the last 3, and now we finally get to get it back. We're going to battle, you and me. We're going to war. Because I'm going with the under.
Huh?
I'm going with the under, Trilly. And I'm going to tell you why everything you said is wrong, brother. I'm going to tell you everything why you said is wrong. The Jacksonville Magic is strong. It's powerful. They got Dougie P, the main wizard, behind them. But sooner or later, it does have to run out. They're not good enough.
I don't disagree with you there.
To keep it going. And unfortunately, the Chiefs are going to do what they usually do when they come off of bye. They're going to score. They're not going to score too much to where their full potential is later on. But they're also not going to score too little. They're going to score 30. I would be surprised if Jacksonville gets to score 10 points in this game. I'd be surprised. The Chiefs are going to dismantle this team. They're going to win by 20 points. There's no question about it. So you should be saying, Harry, take the points. I don't want to take the points. I'm here to make a point. Unders. We started this show by saying one thing and one thing alone, 2 things. We don't fact check, followed by hashtag they're due. Under 52.5. Chiefs, Jacksonville.
You're right. They are due because they were red hot. The over was red hot last week, but you're wrong, Harry, because you're taking one thing under, you're not taking one thing under consideration here. Pick 6, Trevor Lawrence. You're not taking under consideration that you can't count out any points from the Kansas City Chiefs. They can put up 40 like that.
They can. But they're not looking to show all their cards, dog.
They don't have to show their cards. They can do 1 or 2 snowball plays and score 15 points like that. They'll go for 2. They don't care. Andy Reid doesn't care.
They will go for 2.
Andy
They'll do the
Reid,
spin shit.
after a bye in the playoffs, is 7-1. 7-1, Harry. That's not just getting that first round bye, which is super impressive, but then winning 7-1. They're gonna blow them out probably, and they're gonna score points.
Okay. Well, you're wrong. I'm right. Under 52.5. Trilly's going for the over. It's a battle of the minds. We're going to save that game. We're saving that game. No, we got to go day by day. You want to save the New York Philly game, or do you want to go into Sunday? What do you want to do? You want to save it, or you want to hit it?
Save it. Because
Save it. Good call.
I got to regroup from my rant.
You got another tidbit.
one
I know. Listen, I understand. Okay, then let's go to, even though it's the primetime game, let's go to the next easiest game. Let's go all the way down to primetime, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5. San Francisco minus 3.5.
It's 3.5 now.
3.5. What was it before?
When I was looking, it was like 5.5 or 4.5 earlier today.
Let me see. I'm looking at the line movement right now. 5.5.
But yeah, when I was looking at that,
yeah.
And I was sitting down with John Kincaid at one of the broadcasts, I was like,
"Yep,
I hate to say it, but I kind of have to take Dallas if they're getting more than 3.5 points, because I could see this being a field goal game. If not Dallas outright winning it.
Absolutely.
And I'm too afraid to touch the over in that game, even though a lot of people are going to be screaming with those two offenses, how they looked last week in the second half of both of them, by the way, because Brock Purdy struggled mightily. But I'd be a little too concerned about Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott turning the football over, getting sacked, because they both have good defenses. So that's why I tend to lean to it being a close game, 3-point game. And if it's over 3.5, I'll take the Dallas Cowgirls. Now, the two other times I did that this year, they choked mightily both times. But hey, I'd be okay with that.
I'm going with a crazy pick here, man. Let me break it down really quickly, okay? Plus 3.5 going to Dallas. Minus 3.5 San Fran. Over under 46.5. Money line for Dallas plus 172, minus 205 for San Fran. And I'm going to make the point that I made last week, because it's due again. I made it about Jacksonville. When you've got a Super Bowl winning head coach, it matters. It matters when you've got two sensational quarterbacks that are both red hot right now. Dak's red hot, just like Brock's red hot right now. But I'm betting on Mike McCarthy. I'm taking Dallas money line. The last time that Mike had a defense like this, he went and faced the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, and he won a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that he's going to win a Super Bowl, but I am saying this is going to set up for me to get my free training session with my trainer. This is going to set up that San Fran, their train's got to end. They got to lose a game. They got to have old Tommy come in, become the assassin that he is, get a ring. I love Dallas here, man. I absolutely love them. I love them putting Brock Purdy on his ass 3 times in the first quarter, and it just being a shit show. And then San Fran recouping, getting back into the game, and like you said, being a field goal game. But I love Dallas here, man. And I love the coach that's on the other end right now. This is set up for Mike McCarthy's success. He knows that Jerry Jones is thinking to himself, if you can't beat a team like this is why I hired you. I hired you to beat teams that are red hot in the NFC. I hired you to take down guys. I hired you to get me to NFC championships. I hired you to keep my drive of a Super Bowl contention alive. This is Mike McCarthy's game to solidify that he's going to have a career in Dallas. I'm taking Dallas money line. Big money game.
Yeah, I mean, I took him with the points, but yeah, no, I don't hate that. I told you I want Dallas. I know
you do. So, yeah. Okay, let's go 4th game. Cincinnati back on the road to Buffalo. Cincinnati plus 5.5. Buffalo minus 5.5. Over unders 49.5. Cincy is plus 198, which I think is crazy. Buffalo minus 240. Though I think that Buffalo will be opening them up, that's giving Cincinnati no respect. I think it's given that the 3 offensive linemen are down. I'm going to open with this game. I'm going to be honest with you, Trilly. This is my least favorite game. I don't like the points. I don't like the line, even though I think that Buffalo's going to blow them out. I don't like 5.5. It makes me worried with a guy like Burrow somewhat. I don't like the over/under. I think that both teams take a step back this week. I think that they're going to have to rely. I think that
I thought you were
Cincinnati's going to
talking
be
shootout earlier.
well. I do think it's going to be a shootout, but I don't know that it can reach 50. I don't know that it can reach 50. I think that both of these teams are tired. I think it's going to come off of big plays where they're going to be throwing bombs and they're going to see how far they get down. And then I think that they're going to screw up and they're going to end up kicking. I think that Cincinnati's going to rely on Bass a lot this game.
The Bills gave up 30 points to Skylar Thompson on 212 yards, total yards. They gave up 30 points.
Buffalo minus 5.5. Shut the fuck up and go to your pick. What do you want? Buffalo minus 5.5.
Over 49.
Wow. Bring me through that.
Yeah, both offenses are great. Both have great QBs. Both have great weapons. Both have defenses. We saw it. At best. It's going to be an emotional game. You know, DeMar's got to come out. He's got to lead them out there. They're going to be jacked up, ready to go. The Bengals think they got slighted. After everything shook out, all those Bengals fans were all upset with how it all shook out because they think they should be hosting this game. So both teams have obviously a lot to play for, but on top of just the divisional playoff game, extra incentive to that to prove who's going to be that next guy moving forward here. Who's that top dog between these two guys?
Right. And again, I have to make mention of it again. Forgive me for the nasal voice. If you want to reach through the screen, punch my face out. I want to punch it out too. This sucks. All right. Up take it minus 5.5. Buffalo. Trillies go for the over. Let's hit the next one, bro.
I like the 5.5 too.
I do. Let's go to the next one. New York Giants on the road once again. On the road, back-to-back weeks this playoff. Going against Trillies fighting Philadelphia Eagles. And by the way, everybody, just so you know, now that my Ravens are out, you all know I'm bleeding Philly green. I'm bleeding Philly green. I might have to get one. Dog. The point being,
you got to go to du jour, get it diamond studded, custom.
Go to du jour with a DiGiorno, hot and ready. Giants plus 7.5, Eagles minus 7.5, over under 48.5, plus 290 for the Giants, minus 360 for the Eagles money line. Trilly, start us off.
No, you go first.
You're right. What am I saying? You're I'm the appetizer in this case. You're the entree.
Give me some of your thoughts because after I'm done, I think we're gonna wrap it up nicely.
I love that. I love that take as well. Here's what I think, dude. I think it's a down and gritty game. The NFC North, the NFC North. The NFC East was arguably the best division this year, in my opinion. Week in, week out football. 3
of the teams are in the championships.
Yep. There's no series, there's no question about it.
2 of them could be in the championship for the conference.
That's the fact. Washington's on the heels of developing into a possible playoff team. Great games all around. Phenomenal coaching changes that the Giants made. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. I think it's going to be the most viewed game outside of that Bills-Cincinnati game. I don't think it's going to get the credit on paper that it should get. I think it's going to be so entertaining, so fun. With all of that being said, I think that the Giants are in a position right now where they do have a little bit of something going for them, that they are just playing for one thing and one thing only. They know that they're not winning the Super Bowl this year, but they're looking to knock you out. And that does give them fire. That gives them a ton of fire that a team has. You saw what it did with Detroit. You're not playing for anything. You know Seattle won. You know you're out. Doesn't matter. I don't want Green Bay going. That is going to matter. And so what that leads me to say here is I'm taking the over at 48.5. I do think that though the Philly defense is great, I think the Giants are going to be able to score here. I think the Giants can score a minimum of 20 points this game. But I think that Philly is going to look to show their arsenal more than anything. you're going to be stepping out with Hurts, like we said, score it on the run. You're going to be throwing it to Smith. You're going to be throwing it to A.J. Brown. I don't know what your run game can develop, except I know it can get you down the field and put you in a scoring position. I think that the over here is the safest bet. I think it's low enough points for you guys to be able to produce. I think these offenses are going to be looking to fire. I think Daniel Jones could sneak through with an anytime touchdown. I think it's going to be a great game. Over 48.5.
I don't hate any of your takes except the whole Dallas part. Or not Dallas. It's 12:49 a.m. Friday night here.
We're trying to recoup.
Yeah. Harry's sick. I'm tired. It's been a long couple days. But Harry, you want to know why I'm going to take a nice deep sleep and be jacked up for tomorrow or
Why?
today?
For today.
Because Daniel Jones stinks. Saquon Barkley's okay, but the Eagles have the best rushing defense in the league. You know, they figured it out after their woes to start. They brought in Lindell Joseph. They brought in Ndamukong. So you got Fletcher Cox. You got Hassan Reddick. You got Jordan Davis. You got Javon Hargrave. You got the best defensive line, the most sacks, almost beating the record for the most sacks in NFL history. This team's going to get after him. You got big play Slay. You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, C.D. Deuce. You got their guy. Their all-pro cornerback you took because they cut him. They've had that chip on his shoulder in both games this year. Big play Slay has been hyping up James Bradbury. I could see a big interception just like the Eagles had against Minnesota, that pick six back in the day. It's going to be big because this defense is looking. They're going to be hunting. They're going to get to him because, Harry, you know what, man? I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. You want to know why I find this line so interesting, right?
Get that closer to the mic, closer.
I know the good mic, it filters it out nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the noise reduction. But when it comes to it, Harry, all the talk that the Giants can keep it close. Guess what? 64% of the public is on the Philadelphia Eagles minus 7.5. That line hasn't changed all week long. All that talk, but nobody's putting their money on it because everybody knows the Giants are not a good football team. They know that the Eagles are the better team. The Eagles are going to blow them out at the link with Rocky in the city of brotherly love. Eagles minus 7.5. It's a fucking lock, Harry. It's a lock. I didn't even touch the offense.
I didn't even touch the offense. That right there. That's clipped right there. That's a clip. All right, dude.
Here's the go on. Here it is. Jalen's going to be running out the tunnel, baby. Here he comes. We're coming. Yo, Adrian. Let's go, baby.
Yo.
And you think this is me at 1:00 in the morning, Harry? Imagine me tomorrow. I'm not even drinking either. Imagine if I was tanked. I'd get in a fight.
Dude, you might have to punch that time card if they win tomorrow, dude. You might have to punch that time card. All right, dude. Is what we just picked, is that our parlay?
Yeah, well, walk it through me. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we take the Eagles minus the 7.5.
In.
I'm thinking that we take the Buffalo minus the 5.5.
In.
I'm thinking that we take the over in the San Fran Cowboy game.
In.
And I'm thinking we take Chiefs minus 8.5. Not the over, not the under. That way we don't fade either of ourselves.
In.
Done.
Chiefs. What did you say? 8.5?
Chiefs minus 8.5.
Okay. Eagles.
Eagles minus the 7.5.
We said
Buffalo minus 5.5.
-5. And then the over in that game. All right, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Making some money here. And then I'm going to responsibly place a nice hefty wager. Probably the biggest one I put on the season. Probably 5 units on the Philadelphia Eagles 7.5.
Oh, okay.
What?
I
was thinking money line, but if you put it on money line, it's -350. There's no money in
No,
that.
there's no money there. I thought that you were about to say, well, hold on. Wait. Because I will be honest with you, Trilly. Now it's one of my picks, but do we want to change this?
What?
Well, we're taking the over in the Dallas game, but I said to take the money line.
I don't want to root for Dallas to win, though. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you want him to win.
No, I do, but I don't want to physically. I'm saying I want them, but I'm not going to go, yeah, go Dallas, go Dak. You know what?
Okay.
If they win, okay, good. Bring it the fuck on. But I'm not going to go Cowboys.
Go Dallas. Go
right up.
All right. Then let's put it in the fucking way we have it. It's the odds.
Because I'll root for points. I'm fine with rooting for points. If they're going to score, fine, go for it, you know?
The odds are 11.74. It's 15 to win 176.22. Pay your gas bill. Gas up to $3.50. Eggs are up to 10. We're going downhill, but we still got betting. You've been listening to a great episode of Cole One's Conversations. Pleasure to have this season going on. We're gonna be back next week. Follow us, tag us, comment about my nasal. Forget what I said in the beginning. Who gives a fuck what I said in the beginning? And dude, let's have a great week. Let's win some money.
Hey, I'll be at M6 tomorrow. If anybody's out there, come hang out.
Recognize greatness.
All right. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Shout out 215 Go Birds, baby.